not used to holding the camera and vlog styling things, but today it's going to be necessary. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. You join me today for what is going to be probably the biggest task I've taken on so far. My hand is really shaking. I clearly don't have the arm strength to hold up a camera. We are going to be decluttering and organising the garage. This is probably going to take me more than one day, but I've got to start somewhere. So my game plan is to get in there, get everything out, kind of, organise it into things that can be sold, donated, recycled, trashed, whatever it is, and then really start to get things shifted out. I can't really do very much until I get everything that needs to go gone. When we moved in, our garage was pretty good. It was very functional for storage. Then we bought some gym equipment so we could work out from home, and then all the decluttering stuff started, and it became our dumping ground, if you like, for the things that we decluttered but hadn't actually got out of our possession yet. So if we were waiting for things to sell or things to drop off for donating, and then lockdown happened, and so it really is just a state now. And you know, I want to be able to get in there. I want to be able to use it as a space to work out. It used to be my space to draw and paint, but I can't even get towards my desk anymore in there. So something needs to happen. It needs to be sorted out. I would like it to even look nice. Now, I'm not going into this spending a whole bunch of money. I did have it in my head for ages and ages and ages that I would love to have it converted so it's actually a proper room, but you know, at the minute financially that is just not possible. That's not something that's going to happen. So without spending a ton of money, I just want to get the room looking nice and back to being functional. There is so much stuff in there that needs to go, but I've sort of paused selling everything because it's so difficult to get near anymore. I don't even know what's in there anymore. So we're going to start by shifting stuff out, shifting stuff around, seeing what's in there. So basically filled the living room with stuff from here. All I've done is move stuff from here to in there, but in fairness it is in sort of logical piles in there of keep, donate, sell, etc. There's also a big pile of stuff that I actually need to go through because I have no idea what is in there. It would have been so much easier to do this in the spring, and then I could have opened the big garage door and taken everything out onto the drive, but as it happens, it's raining, it's freezing. I picked winter months to do this in, so we're just gonna have to make our peace with that. I think because of lack of space, the next thing I should do is start to move everything that I want to sell, and that includes all the big furniture in here. I don't want any of it towards the front, because it's that back space that I really want to utilise as an actual space, and then it'll just be an added bonus of having this front space once all that stuff is cleared out. So if I can get at least the back looking as I want it, and then have all the stuff that needs to go places stacked up at the front here, I'll be feeling a lot better. So I guess that's my next job. I feel like it also makes sense, whilst it's in position and not crammed into a corner, to take photos of the things I want to sell. Otherwise I feel like I'm just going to create more work for myself. So I'll do that next. So as planned, all that furniture is now towards the front. So if we are able to sell it, it'll be far easier to just open the outside door and get it straight out. I have then got stuff here I need to sort through because some of this could be sold, some of it could be donated. Same here, and then same with a whole load of stuff in the living room. So that's going to be my next job, just sorting through and deciding what to do with everything. Okay, so I'm about to sort things to sell into this hamper because my goal is to also sell the hamper. So next time I do a car boot, it makes sense that stuff is in here, and then donate items are going in here, and then anything that is sort of neither, I'll just have a separate pile somewhere else. progress feels really slow, but we can see the back wall now, so I guess baby steps are happening. I don't want to sweep it all up because it's kind of gross. I did look into having flooring put down or even those interlocking tiles, but at this point I don't think it's really necessary to spend the money on it, so I'm just going to make do with what I've got for the time being. I think I've reached a bit of a natural stopping point. I've been out for about 5 hours, I think, and it is freezing, which is why I've been wearing my coat for the last little bit. I have got loads of stuff still in my living room with me to go through, so I'm going to stick the heating on now. I've closed the side door into the garage. We can actually warm the house up. There's been no point in having the heating on all day because I've had that door open, so it'd just be a complete waste of energy. So I can now put the heating on, warm up, and I'm going to go through that big pile. I'm standing the wrong side. That big pile over there, because that is just a mixture of all sorts of stuff. So hopefully a lot of that can go, and that will minimise what needs to be put back in the garage. In terms of doing anything in the garage now, there's not much more I can do until some of those big furniture pieces have gone. So I'm going to make it my priority to upload those to probably Facebook Marketplace and get those shifted, and then I'll have a bit more room to work with. I've also got one big box of stuff to donate, and I imagine after going through all of this lot as well, I will probably have another, and hopefully I can run those to a donation store over the next couple of days. I won't be doing a car boot for a while because of the weather and how cold it is, so there will be some things just sort of hanging around, but I don't mind dedicating a small corner of the garage to where I keep my decluttered items, because that's going to be an ongoing process for me. It just got a bit out of hand and needed scaling right down. So I'll update you when that big furniture is gone and we can go from there. It's day 2. I've already sold, I think, 5 bits of my furniture this morning. I'm so chuffed. I put it all on Facebook Marketplace either last night and 1 item this morning. It's just gone midday and 5 pieces are gone. I'm so pleased. I did put them on all really cheap, and actually a couple of items free because they weren't the best quality, and honestly I wouldn't feel right taking money off people for something that, you know, is really old, could do with a lick of paint and improving. So, you know, someone could actually do something decent with that, and I don't need the money for it, and someone probably needs it more than I do. So I figured a few items went for free, and then the items I did get money for, I only charged £10 for each of those items, so that's all good. So I have got a lot more space in the garage now, so I can start putting the things from my living room back in a more appropriate place. That will just be temporary until I figure out what sort of situation I want to get sorted out for the things I want to keep and store. Some things might go elsewhere. Leave it with me. What I have got is everything down here is what needs to be trashed, but luckily most of it is cardboard and paper, so that's good. I'll be able to go through that and get rid. So the kitchen is sort of the rubbish department, and it's been snowing this morning, so it's freezing, and I'm going to be out in the garage again probably for hours, so well played, Charlotte. Then over here in the living room, I've got stuff that I want to keep. Sneaky hiding behind the door is the stuff that I'm going to be passing on to my mum or my sister. We were on the phone for a good few hours yesterday where I talked through all the things that I was getting rid of, and they picked out anything they wanted, which is great, because if you don't want to spend the time trying to sell something, not that selling anything has taken me very long today, but if you don't want to spend the time selling something and you are very aware that sometimes donation stores don't need your donations, and it's not really a place where you should burden them with the stuff you don't want unless they're, you know, really high quality donations you're making, then gifting them to someone you know is a good way to go. Just don't treat them as your offload. Don't offload everything on your friends and family. But if they're actually going to get the use out of it, then it's a good way to let things go. So they have both got 2 bags of stuff that I need to give to them at some point, so they're just waiting behind my door. So all in all, we are making really good progress. I'm going to take you back into the garage now. Okay, so it probably still looks like a lot of stuff, but some of this is still stuff to go. I've got 2 boxes of stuff I want to sell, 1 box of stuff I want to donate, and then what I've kept up on those shelves are things that I'm going to store in a different way. And that's pretty much it. It's just because everything's kind of spread out, it looks like a lot, but compared to what was in here, there's very little left, so I'm really pleased. When doing the dinner gets in the way of you clearing out, still wearing my coat, going to do some potatoes. We have a roast every weekend, basically, and I'm not very creative. I pretty much do roast chicken all the time, just a completely irrelevant point to the video. I used to do gammon quite a bit, and you know, I did turkey at Christmas, but it's like, chicken's just so easy because you stick it in and you leave it. So doing roast chicken with roast potatoes, so it will be ready in just over an hour, and we have stuffing with it, and then just lots of veggies and gravy. So that's what I'm up to now. So then after these go in, I'll have about an hour to carry on in the garage before dinner. I've had a few more messages about the bits and pieces that are still on Facebook Marketplace. There's some, in fact, I think there's 3 people that have said they're able to come this evening for one of the items that's free. And there's one lady in particular who's been messaging me. She's so lovely. I think she really wants it, so I'll probably let her have it. Like, all day I've been in the headspace of just whoever gets it first, like, seems like the fairest way to do it. But she has been really lovely, and she's been telling me how she wants to do it up for her nephew, so we shall see. But yeah, after I put my potatoes in, I will be back in the garage, so I'll see you then. So I've just moved down the set of drawers from my bedroom upstairs. That was quite a mission. It's bigger than I thought it was. So we got that downstairs. I'm now going to start putting bits in there. I want to have like an art supply drawer and things like that. And then afterwards we'll see what we've got left to work with. I was thinking maybe of getting a storage unit of some kind, but surely that's not the answer. Surely getting rid of more stuff is the answer, rather than buying more storage that I can then fill with stuff. So I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. I'm hoping I don't need any other storage solutions, but we'll see. So I've finished doing the drawers. I've got a bit of a messy DIY drawer, but if you need screws or nails or anything, you just come to this drawer, you'll find it. Then an arts drawer, so this is my painting stuff, and in that old biscuits tin is all my colouring pencil crayons. Then in here is a crafts drawer, so all the bits and pieces I need for crafts are mixed up in there. In this one we have got all the wrapping stuff for birthday presents, Christmas presents. I've got a tin here with a mixture of tags and bows. Underneath there, all the gift bags I can reuse, and then at the back, rolls of wrapping paper, and in that box with the flowers on are various birthday cards, Christmas cards, all sorts of cards that I've got in stock just for when I need one. And then the last 2 here are just miscellaneous, anything that was small enough to go in a drawer, so it didn't have to be out on a shelf, but didn't really fit into another category. So it's the end of day 2. It's gone 7 PM. It's nearly 8 o'clock, so I've been out doing this for basically 2 days solid, but I'm done as far as I'm going to get done, so I'm going to show you around. I do have some stuff left here at the front, Some of it is still to be sold, to donate, and then it will just be a very small storage corner. And you know what? It is a garage. I don't mind having a few bits stacked up in a corner. I've also got a few bits. It's a bit of an eyesore on the shelf behind me, but I decided I wasn't going to go ahead and buy any new storage, whether that was large storage or just boxes or anything, because I didn't need to spend any money on this project. I moved downstairs 2 pieces of furniture that were upstairs, so completely reusing what I already had. So yeah, a bit of a crazy corner here, but I can make my peace with that. So let me show you everything else. So the main feature of the room is basically having somewhere where we can actually come to work out and actually be able to reach the exercise equipment, because it's not buried under loads of other stuff, so we can definitely do that here. I've also brought down our old TV because it might as well go somewhere, and once we've got that connected up we can then watch TV or connect the Xbox and put Netflix on or a DVD or something. I also put my autumn flowers out just because when they're not in season and not in the house, they just sit around in here. I figured they might as well be out on display in here. I have just got a whiteboard that I would like to have put up on the wall. That way I can do some sort of tracking of exercise, I guess. And it'll also cover up a bit of this not very nice concrete wall, which I did paint when we first moved in, but even so, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world. I also have my dad's old fibre optic lamp in here, which is from the 90s, so that's somewhere between 20 and 30 years old. My dad has always been such a big believer of really taking care of your stuff and looking after what you've got, and I think that just goes to show it, the fact that this is still working in perfect condition all these decades later, and it is just gorgeous. When he was clearing it out, I was like, I will have that. I just think it's so beautiful, and I'm so impressed that it still works. So I have that, a little bit retro, but absolutely loving it. I then have this little space to do my artwork, which is a small space, but it will do the job. In the pull-out drawer there, I've just got my sketch pads, so they're not all out in the way. I can just get which one I need because I've got all different sizes and paper textures. And again, that was just my dressing table from upstairs. I've decided I don't really need a dressing table. I can just sit in front of a mirror in my bedroom or do my makeup in the bathroom. It doesn't really need somewhere to sit, so I've got that. Up over there I have got my shelves. As I said, they're not the prettiest. It would be nice to have some cabinets with doors on the front, but I didn't want to spend any money on this project. The fact that I've done it without spending a thing is just, I'm loving that. It's really, really good. Down here is my old doll's house from when I was a child. It's one thing I really do not want to declutter. I feel like one day I could really do it up and make it look fresh and new. And once all the stuff in the far corners out the way, it will have somewhere to go a bit more permanent, because this is a little bit in the way on the way to the door. So this will be moved eventually, but it's not leaving. I do want to hold on to it. And then the last thing, the clutter corner. So this is still all the stuff at the back, most of which will be going either sold or donated. I will only be keeping a few things like my suitcase there, my Christmas tree at the bottom, and as I said, my doll's house. Oh, and our lawnmower. So there's not too much there that'll actually be staying. A lot of that will be going. And that is pretty much it for this video. I'm a complete scruff. I'm exhausted. I'm in need of a good cup of tea to warm me up, but that is it for this week's video. I appreciate that, you know, it is not a palace in here. If I'd have spent a load of money and really decked it out, this could have been transformed into an actual proper room. But you know what? It is a garage and I'm pleased. I think it looks pretty good. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.